passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on, so Newhoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haight deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the down pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult. The understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's allowed to have fun. Yeah, and
It's all about the entertainment,
so I hope
tell.
everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself
Oh,
watching.
dear.
And Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there as they're really bunching up now.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, they're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry. Good evening and welcome back to the Triple Bypass Racing League. It is the Central Machine Shop 185 round 9 live from Bristol Motor Speedway. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Chris Hannigan, who's going to be next to me up here in the booth this evening, bringing us all the action from Bristol. So much love to you all. I hope you are all okay and well. Don't forget, guys, as well, this evening's event is sponsored by Ryan Hyatt. Here this evening, you can get involved with the Racing League for 4 nights of racing. On Sundays, you have Next Gen. Tuesdays, late models. Wednesdays, road racing. And Thursdays are Gen 4. And of course, it is Thursday, so it is the turn of the Gen 4s here as well. All links down in the description below. And you can get yourselves involved in 4 nights of epic action here this evening. As for the scores, this is the current scores on the doors. After 8 rounds of racing, Carl Griesick is out in front on 285. He's got 2 wins, 4 top 5, 6 top 10s, and has started 7 races. Then you got in second place, you've got Dustin Barton on 247, Jason Benson on 246 with Al Corey on 228, Sid Kishishian on 226, Justin Bentley in 6th on 202 with Mark Herzog on 193. Matthew Perezzini on 176 and John Campbell on 172 with John Crutchley on 171. Then you've got Joshua Kona on 154, Zach Rufflesberger on 136, Chad Bear on 133 with James Lawson on 131, and Clay Cantrell is in 15th on 118. So there we go, that is the current scores here this evening, guys, as well. And now it's time we bring in Chris Hannigan into the booth with me. Chris, welcome in. How are you, young sir?
Hey, good evening, James. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway, Thunder Valley, as it's called here in Tennessee. It's one of my favorite NASCAR tracks. They call it a half mile, but I think it's actually 5.33 or something to that nature. But what's cool about this track, James, is, you know, they've always said it's like flying fighter jets around your living room. It's so fast, it's so tight. You can't really see anything around the corners as you're driving around. These cars go in, they got the windscreen, they got the roof and the hood in the way. They can only see so far around the corner with the banking. So you're really kind of picking your line as you go in, and you kind of mash the throttle and hope it lands on the other side when you come out. The banking on the track progresses from I think it's like 22 degrees on the bottom, and it swoops up and gets a little thicker as you go higher, so, or a little bit steeper as you go higher. So you'll see drivers running different lines. Right now you got Ben Harkin, birthday boy, by the way. Happy birthday, Ben. Welcome to the show. Running the high line, showing us the fastest way around the track. It's not the shortest, but with all that extra speed you carry down the straightaway, it's definitely giving you the most run and the fastest speed around the track.
Exactly, and that's one of the things we've noticed just sitting here watching practice as well. There's been a lot of spins where they've come off that high side and they've dropped down onto the inside. Now, as you can see, Ben rubbing the wall there is Chastaining the wall currely. Oh,
a little too low that time.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, isn't it? The sideways down draft is as they're coming sliding down, is going to cause havoc for everybody else who's underneath them.
Well, you know, the fastest way to drive a stock car is to have it be as loose or oversteer as possible, right? You want to be able to have that car flick into the corner, get on the throttle, and it rotates itself. And anytime you've got the banking that changes abruptly, especially coming out of a corner like this where you got a real steep bank angle, it flattens out really quick, that back end's going to get light. It's going to want to come around on you. And as a driver, you got to anticipate that. Turn back into the slide and actually hope you get it just right so you don't smack the wall coming out of the corner every single lap.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And with such a quick lap as well, we were looking at lap times that were like 14s at one point, and then they got out to 15s. You know, they haven't got very long here. That's the thing. They've got 185 laps currently as well. We're running with 3 tyre compounds, 1 fast repair. They do estimate, though, I think this is the interesting thing, that fuel will last about 120 laps. The question is, how long are they going to be able to take the tyres here? And is the wear something they need to be worried about? Because obviously, they're doing 185 laps here. Are we going to see stops under green, do we think, Chris, here today?
You know, it's tough to say, James. We've got to see when we get into the race. But, you know, there's obviously such a big speed differential between the new tires and the old tires. If you do put new shoes on these cars in the pit stop, as soon as you come out of the pit, you're going to be so much faster than everyone around you. It may be worth the gamble. I mean, green flag stops are going to be tough because it is such a short lap time, but if under yellow, I think every single time you'll see these guys come in and get fresh tires.
Yeah, we're expecting it as well, Does. We have got 10 cars on track, a little bit light on the grid this evening, but I'm sure these guys will bring the action as well. We are into qualifying, and currently, as we were discussing just a minute ago, 14.83 for Carl Griesick on the board there as well. So he's currently your pole man with Al Corey on 14.85. Just been beaten by today's sponsor, of course, Ryan Hyatt. Much love to you for sponsoring today's race and today's broadcast. Absolutely incredible as well. So much love to all the drivers here at the Triple Bypass Racing League who do sponsor events, guys, and allows us to come in and broadcast their races for them as well. So big shout out to Ryan Hyatt as well for doing that one. It's going to be tough here, isn't it, as well, Chris, because of the way it is.
Am I reading that times sheet right, that Kyle and Ryan has set the exact same lap time?
Yeah, give or take 14.83 at their best times, yeah.
Yeah, man, so that's the tied for pole right now. That's I guess first driver sets it wins, right? So that's pretty insane, but yeah, you know, it's everything happens faster. You know, 185 laps, it does go by super quick. You see Kyle still running his laps here. Looks like trying to get a faster time, but yeah, 43.80 or 14.83 is the fastest one. I did take a peek back at last season when they ran here. At least in the race, the fastest lap was about a 15.1, so they're already more than a quarter second faster. Of course, they're running qualifying trim now. We'll see what kind of race times they put out, but absolutely, James. This thing, everything happens so fast here. You've got to be ready to react both to accidents and strategy as things happen on track.
Well, this is the thing. We'll jump on board with Carl here. You can see we're already into turn 1. You know, they are going to be lifting, getting the car hooked up, and then they're going to be straight back on the throttle again. Lifting again, getting it into 3 and 4. And then before you know it, we're doing the same thing again. You know, fatigue, tiredness, 185 laps. That's not a short race by any shape of the imagination. You know,
yeah. If you look at the way he's driving it too, it's like he might be coming off over here just as I say that. But you notice coming out of the corner, you see that little bit of oversteer we're talking about, just as you call it out the top of the show. A little bit of correction back to the right every single time coming out of the corner. And again, as a driver, your job here is just to point the car into the corner, maybe drag the brake a little bit, slow the car down, and they see he's getting ready for another run here. Down the brakes a little bit, down the turn, a little bit of oversteer, nice correction there. He's going to abort the lap, but you know, what's cool about this track too, James, is it's not symmetrical. Turns 1 and 2 are just a touch tighter, touch smaller than turns 3 and 4. Now, as a driver, it's hard to remember where you're at most of the times when you're going around this fast. So you tend to drive them both the same. But I think as this race goes on, you see the drivers kind of move up the track a little bit. You might see some of the drivers just kind of brushing the wall a little bit in turns 1 and 2 as they, you know, throw the car in there.
Yeah, I'm wondering on the lines. When we talk about lines here, we've seen over the period of time, we've seen 2 lines, 3 lines. I'm probably not going to expect any more than a single file line here this evening. I just don't know if the track itself has got that capability to run 2 lines, do you think? Or are we just going to see flat singles? You know, because the times are so close. If we look at it in hindsight, they're going to be nose to bump, you know, bumper to rear end all the way round this if they're going to be single file.
Yeah, you know, there's a couple ways to get it done here, James. One, you could do the old slide job. If you got good tires and you throw it on the inside, try to get under somebody and slide up in front of them, that's one way to get the job done. The other way is use the bumper. That's the way they do it in the real world. You kind of push the car in front of you a little bit, slide them up the road, and take the position. But I think as those tires wear off, you're going to see drivers kind of moving up. Maybe fresh tires after pit stops. They'll run 2-line, you know, low line, high line. The speed, though, coming off the corners is going to be everybody on that upper groove. They're going to have so much more power and so much more momentum coming out of the corner.
Well, here is the grid this evening. As I say, we're a little bit late, but we have got Kyle Griesick out in front on pole, Ryan Hyatt second, Al Corey third, Matt Perezzini in fourth, Ben Harcombe, whose birthday it is today as well, Sid Kashishian in sixth, John Crutchley seventh, John Campbell eighth, Jason Benson ninth, and Dustin Barton in 10th place there. I think the interesting thing will be whether or not how the caution's going to go. If with the low field, are we more likely to see green flags or pit stops, or do you think we are going to hit a caution at some point?
I think we'll hit a caution at some point, James. I'm not sure if it's going to be maybe more than one car induced, but you'll see some cautions come out. And but to your point, I mean, 10 cars is not a lot to step on each other here, but it is Bristol. Anything can happen. Green flag pit stops could definitely be in the cards, maybe 40, 50 laps. I know they can stretch them longer, but you really want to. It's 186 laps, so if you pit around lap 60 or so, you got to do three, or my quick math's not working out, 2 stops to get the whole race in. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see how it plays out.
Yeah, definitely, and I think this is one of the things with ovals as well. We can specify that Kyle Griesick is in pole, but the way this banking works, the aggressiveness of it, the up-down of it as well, he might not be in pole by the end of the first caution, but never count them out here, guys, as well. You never, ever know, but we are going to be getting ready once more to go green. It is the start, and we are up and running for them. Central Machine Shop 185, and already Ryan Hyatt has jumped Griesick straight away there. Further back, you got John Crutchley on the high side with car number 42. Jason Benson trying to come underneath him with John Campbell and Dustin Barton at the back there as well. This is the thing, they got away cleanly though, Chris, and that's probably one of the main things we really wanted them to see tonight, was the fact that they haven't got away on clean and there's no incidents over the first few laps.
Yeah, it's easy when the tires are fresh and sticky. It's good to get a nice clean start. You saw the launch from Hyatt there, got on the first lap, just got a huge run into turn 1, was able to get the overtake done on Griesick there. But now nose to tail, I mean, these two obviously ran the same pace in qualifying. They're obviously running similar speeds here. Low lane seems to be the lane of choice right now for both drivers. You don't want to get any wheels down on that asphalt, you know, off the concrete. You don't want to cross that seam. It'll upset the car and make it want to come around on you. But look at Kyle get a huge run. He's going to go to the high side here, try to get that big run off the corner. You see the gap in the middle corner. Watch it close up down the straightaway all the way down. Is he going to try it again through 3 and 4? He absolutely is. He might have a run coming off turn 4 here, James.
Yeah, he's going to try and go around that outside line. He's doing the up and then he's coming down, getting that slingshot motion around the back of Ryan Hyatt, sticking to that inside line. It's going to take a couple of laps here, but I think Griesick's going to get that run on the outside now as well. That high line is working. He's going straight in, he's going up and coming back down and then slingshotting off past him as well. And Ryan Hyatt still trying to carry that inside speed there, Chris. He's trying to run that inside line, trying to take the shortest route. But Kyle just had it, didn't he?
He sure did. I mean, you see Kyle move down after the overtake there. That's interesting. I'm surprised they're not staying on the top. Top lane's probably a little better for the tires, too. If you're anticipating a long green flag run, it's not as sharp as a corner. You shouldn't burn the tires as much. But now look at the gap that Kyle's already pulled on Hyatt here. Slowly pulling away. They're both running the low lane. I'm honestly surprised Hyatt hasn't moved up to the top already. I mean, we're only a handful of laps in here.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do the same thing, not using the same line. Matt Perezzini is at the front of the next chasing pack. This consists of Ben Harcombe, Al Corey, John Crutchley, Jason Benson, John Campbell, and Dustin Barton. There, Sid Kashishian has entered into the pit lane. already, but he is back out and running as we've got this 10-car field here. But unfortunately for Sid, it's looking like these leaders are coming onto the back of him very quickly here. It's that thing we talk about within NASCAR as well, within the blue flag rule. You know, we know how it affects road racing and all the other fancy jazz. Doesn't really affect NASCAR here. I'm not expecting Sid Kashishin to jump out of the way here, but I'm also not expecting him to be a bit of a nuisance. And I think that's one of the things that people quite don't get here with the NASCAR blue flag rule.
No, it's, you know, in NASCAR, if you're a faster car, you're expected to be able to do the overtake. And if you're faster, just go around them. And especially a track like this, you saw how Hyatt held the inside line, just kind of kept running his line, and then Kyle went around the outside. So I think if you're an overtaking car here, you're definitely just going to run the overtaking line, which is the upper groove. And honestly, James, I'm surprised not more drivers are, oh, you see, going for the overtake here. Ryan looking, trying to get back on Kyle a little bit here. Looks like he's getting a little antsy, wants to move up. So they're moving. You see, they're not both running down to the very bottom. They moved up just about half a car length as these tires starting to wear down. And he settled back in. Look like he was taking a peek there for a second. Maybe he's trying to get his head a little bit through the mirror. But you're right. Yeah, most times you don't see lap cars move out of the way. They will, you know, not be a nuisance as you described. That's a good way of putting it. But they're not just going to roll over and let you buy as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, partly because due to the fact that, of course, one of the things I have noticed over broadcasting NASCAR as well, it doesn't matter if you're a lap down at the moment. One caution, you could be on the lead lap. Next caution, you could be in the lead. It's so varied. And I think that's what people don't quite understand, especially over in Europe when we talk about NASCAR and we talk about the racing. You know, we're so used to having Formula One put on us every single or every few weeks or every week or whatever, and then of course we've got the touring cars that are also put on there as well. People don't get the left turn round in a circle over here in Europe, especially in the UK, but there is a lot more involved in it than just turning left, isn't it?
Oh, there's all four wheels are in motion. I promise you. It's very different. It's one thing running by yourself. It's another thing running with other cars around you, and especially at a track here like Bristol. You can see the mind games here between Kyle and Matt. Or excuse me, Kyle and Ryan. I apologize. They're both running similar lanes. We saw the overtake done on the outside. You see that? Look at the lane that Kyle P1's running here. He's kind of coming in about half a groove higher into the middle of the corner, and then he cuts down at the end, getting that kind of angling and diamonding the corner to keep the speed on the straightaway, because that's where you get the overtakes here. You've got to have the speed coming off the corner to complete the pass down the straightaway before you get to the next corner. As long as you have that extra bit of speed coming off, because again, just kind of runs that middle lane, cuts down at the end, you're going to see that it's impossible to get alongside somebody and stay there before you're on the brakes for the next corner. Yeah,
exactly. And I think with the shortest of laps here, we can see we've got two different lines running at the moment with Matt Perezzini and Al Corey. Corey's just shot round the outside. I'm expecting the 45 here to follow him. And there you go. He's through. Ben Harcum's through as well. And Matt Perezzini is on that inside line. Doesn't seem to be working currently either for him. And I'm quite surprised that he hasn't decided to come up, as you say, that half a lane width away from that inside line, because the likes of Corey Harcum seem to be running that almost that middle line. I'm surprised Perezzini's not thought, well, I'll do the same thing. Is it kind of he's stuck in the ways that he wants to run this race? But really, as we say, the upper line seems to be a lot quicker.
Well, here we go. We got Corey trying to make an overtake on the inside of Harcum. And you see, I mean, he's getting it done. He's getting the speed into the corner. Now you want to slide up a little bit, kind of block that outside line just like that. You want to cut him off coming out the corner so you can't get the run back on the outside coming out. And now you're going to see Perezzini here trying to make the overtake as well. But look at the speed coming off. You got to get the loop done going into the corner. But yeah, you know, it could be a setup thing too, James. You know, some of these setups may be more dialed into the low side of the track versus the high side of the track. But you see, as these tires are wearing down, you're going to see more lines being developed. I mean, the rubber looks like it's also kind of building up on the low lane, so it might be giving that low lane a little more grip. But here we go. We got Matt trying to make a move on the birthday boy here. Ben's going to keep running the high lane. Doesn't really look like he's getting the drive off the corner. Didn't get any drive off the corner right there, as Matt Perezzini here just gets the pass done. And he's pulling away rapidly here. I wonder if Ben's got a problem. Maybe did he tag the wall or something? I didn't see it. He's pulling back quite a bit.
Yeah, he's dropped back quite a lot. I didn't see him hit a wall, but then, as we say, they could be so slight that we don't catch, obviously, that moment of impact, unfortunately. But he did try the whole like Greasic line going up and down, and then it kind of worked for him. But now it just seems that the line that he's on at the moment is not really giving him an impact on Perezzini in front of him. You know, Hyatt here has now dropped away from Greasic at the same time and has dropped into the hands of Corey. It looks like Corey's got this car dialed in for these longer runs, because we are only 31 laps in. And I say only because it's obviously a 185 lap race, but that time has blown by, and at the moment Al Corey seems to be the man who's got the bit between his teeth. He wants to go past Hyatt now. He doesn't want to be sitting there. He doesn't want to kill his momentum. He's got to be looking at trying to clear him, and there he goes round the outside. And at the moment Corey's looking a little bit tasty in this one.
Yeah, it should be easy pickings here for Corey to go around the outside. You're going to see Matt follow suit here if Ryan continues to run that lone lane, which he's doing. So the 24 car here is going to go around the outside. As long as Ryan holds his line coming off the corner, it should be good. And there's the overtake. So Ryan goes from P2 to P4 in just a matter of a lap here. But, you know, James, we're talking about the tires. I think it's something to bring up here. Remember, sticky tires are good tires at a place like Bristol. We've only run, I think it's 30-something laps at this point, and the last lap times here for the leader, 15.9. Remember, he qualified 14.8. His best race lap is a 14.8. So you're already losing 1 second per lap, and you're doing about 4 laps a minute around here. So if you're losing 4 seconds a minute on these tires, if you want to do the math on that, think of the pit stops. You come in for a fresh set of shoes on, you know, you run some laps, you gain quick time. I don't think you're going to see it under yellow until these tires are about ready to burst, but or excuse me, you're not going to see it under green until these tires are about to burst. But you're seeing something, you know, cars like excuse me, like Ryan falling back here, and maybe that setup's not good for the long run. It's good for the short run. He was given a good pace for the leader, but as those tires wear off, that car's starting to really fall behind a little bit.
Yeah, yes, he was one of the first men into the 16s, and he's one of the first in the 16-1s. Campbell behind's on a 16-2. Greasix has just touched the 16s, but Corey has not touched the 16s and is now running alongside Greasic, and it just shows that early stint from Corey here is kind of working out for him. Maybe when we were talking about Perezzini running that low line, that we thought he might have had an issue, but he just might have been doing a great job at saving what tyres he has got. Now, generally, to obviously save tyres, you would run a high line, but it seems to be working out for Perezzini and Corey here, because the others have slipped into the 16s. Harkham's not quite into the 16s either. He's running on the 15.87 at the moment, so he's another man that's on the move and kind of keeping up with him. We've discussed it as well. It looked like Harkham had a hot problem. Did he hit the wall? Clearly he didn't, but whatever he's doing now seems to be working better for him than what was working at the beginning. And that chance you take of setups, isn't it? That chance you take that you're gambling on a yellow within 40 laps just hasn't come for these guys, and they've just got to now work out what they're going to do. We talked about green flag pit stops, but it's looking like some of these could really kind of do with a green flag, you know, a pit stop very, very shortly here, Chris, because it looks like some of them are struggling at the moment as they're coming out to the, 16s at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers here involved. I mean, the tires wear off. That means the setups become more critical as far as the settings, the suspension settings, and tire pressures. They all play a big part in how the car's going to handle when the tires aren't great. But also, you got to wheel the car around here too. These drivers, these cars are a lot harder to drive at a track like this when the tires are wearing, especially if you don't have that setup really optimized and those tires are wearing unevenly, right? So if you got the right front really wearing down, but the left front still basically got a good bit of rubber on there, that's going to change the balance of the car going through these corners. You see Barton here putting a whole lot of wheel in there. He's straight to run up and on the corner behind the Stay Puft car. I love that livery. That's fantastic. His 24 goes by. You see that's going to be the new race leader. Matt Perezzini goes through. And, you got the setups play a big part. You saw Matt and Corey and these guys really holding back on the first 20 laps or so, saving the tires. A little bit of a rush of the wall there. But yeah, you save the tires for the long run, and now look, you've got the speed, you've got the car, you've got everything you need to put in some decent time in this race. But James, we're already almost a third of the way into this thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We haven't been going very long, and they're very short lap times, and we're already 50 in here as well. These guys have done a stellar job. We haven't seen, I'm going to touch wood as much as I can here, we haven't seen one caution. Griesig's now dropped down to 4th. Harcum's moved that we did say he was going to on one, and he has moved now, put himself into 3rd place, with Corey running in 2nd. Dropped back about nearly a second over Perezzini in front at the moment. So Perezzini, Corey and Harcum, excuse me, are looking at breaking away from the likes of Griesig, from the likes of Hyatt, and especially Campbell. You know, we're starting to see them getting into that lap traffic already. The likes of Benson, Barton and Kashishian have all dropped laps here. You know, could this be a whole field lap by the leader? They're lapping everyone at the moment.
I think it's possible. I mean, again, all 3 of these drivers, Prezzuti, Corey, Harcum, all 3 of them did not have the best start when you compare it to people like Kyle and Hyatt. You know, they had a great start on those tires, but maybe they burned the tires off as a result of that. Now they're dropping back. Playing the slow and steady game seems to really be at play here. I'm wondering what the pit stop strategy is going to be like now. You know, we talked about the top of the show. There's a couple ways you could do this. You could run the fuel all the way down and make a one green flag stop for the whole race and be done with it. But are tires worth the gamble to do a 2-stop for the race? If you're not thinking there's going to be any yellows, you want to go ahead and run this thing down. You get about to lap 60, lap 70, you're a third of the way in the race. Go and put a fresh set of shoes on there and go back out and run another stint. Or, you know, do you wait for the yellow and just drag it out till that happens? I'm not sure. I need to go back and look at how much fuel you need to get to the end, but I thought they said, what was it, 90 laps or so to get to the end on the tank?
Yeah, I think they can get to, I think, who was it earlier on? Somebody did a run for us just to give us a better 20 laps. So, yeah, so 120. That's going to leave them 65. So they've only got to go halfway on the tank here. But it is definitely looking like this yellow that people seem to have been gambling on is not going to happen. They're just not going to be able to do it. And now they've got to sit back, as you say, and think about whether or not tyres is going to be a best one here or not. Harcum's now drifted out to that top line again. Still running 16.16 here. Corey's on a 16.4. The times are dropping. Barton's in the 17s. So surely the likes of Dustin Barton has got to be looking at trying to do something here, because he's losing time quicker than my tap would have a leak in. I'll tell you that much. He's struggling here.
Yeah, like I said, I think as these tires wear off, I think you're going to see more and more drivers moving to the top of the lane here and running that upper groove. But you've got to have confidence in the car to do that, because you don't have a whole lot of room between you and that wall. But the good news is, if you do have something happen, there's not a whole lot of room to slide up and hit it, so it's usually not that hard of a hit. A nice little battle going on here between Barton and looks like Benson and some other folks, and they're just clicking off laps. You're still, you're not halfway. You're still relatively early in the race. You're just kind of clicking off laps, trying to fit the feel of the car, and maybe come in and make an adjustment on the pit stop if you kind of got a feel of how the long green flag run actually is going to feel and how the car reacts. Maybe put a little more cross wedge in it or something to tighten it up. But yeah, up front, I mean, there's still a good battle up front between Perezzuni and Harcum. Half a second now. And Corey's in the pits.
Yeah,
Corey's dived in.
Yeah, Corey here. Al Corey has dived in as well. I think, to be honest, I'm surprised more haven't. I've got to be honest. The likes of Ben Harcum seems to be doing a great job with his tyres at the moment. He pulled out 2 tenths over Perezzini. Yeah, Kyle Griesick is in.
There you go. You're about a third of the way in the race, like we said. Maybe go for the 2-stopper if there's not going to be any. You know, this it doesn't matter the fuel. I mean, you can go to the end on one tank here, but I think you're going to need more tires in the meantime. So pit stops are underway. Now, are you going to have to? You got to react, I think, unless you want to stay out as long as you can. Hope for the yellow. If the yellow does come out, you're going to be in a great spot. But every lap you stay out, you're going to lose at this point. I mean, a couple seconds almost. So it's only going to take a matter of time to run you down.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. We were looking at, 14s, early 15s in qualifying when they're hitting 16s at the moment. You know, you can see their best lap times right at the beginning of a race there, 14.96s, compared to now where they're running 16.4s. Go and put boots on. You're going to come out and you're going to be gripping like crazy. You're going to be in that 14, 15 range. You're going to be pulling times out.
Watch the lap times of folks like Al Corey, who just the first lap out, even coming out of the pits, 15.3. Last lap for the leader, 16.5. So he's already a second and change faster on those tires. I think he'll get faster as he goes here. But yeah, you're going to have so many drivers who you would think they try to react, but again, if you're not anticipating, if you think there's going to be a yellow, you're going to want to stay out. You want to stay out as long as you can, take the track position. But if that yellow doesn't come, it's really going to backfire.
Yeah, no, my fear at the moment is Corey running that inside line that we've seen not work so far. I'm not saying as it rubbers in, it's not going to work later on, but he's still running that 15.1 at the moment. His last time 15.25, so he's lost a little bit of time, but then there was traffic in the way, mind you. But he's going to be coming out, and he's going to be absolutely barnstorming this at the moment. Perezzini's in, Harkin's in as well, yeah, which we said they've got to be doing it. It's something, you know, they can, they've got to go they can go 120 on fuel, which means they've got to get to at least 118, 19, 20 before they think about coming in, and then they're just going to be, you know, flying to the end. But at the same time, you think 60 laps, you're going to go in at 120 while you're putting fuel in. You might reach 180 before you might possibly look at running another stop. But I think, to be honest, they would be doing a lot of tyre saving in that point before they didn't have to do that third one.
Yeah, I think you'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if we see some blistering laps here. You probably want to put the tires in conservation mode, like you said. I think they got enough fuel. If it's only 120 laps that they can get, then make it about lap 60. Should be able to get them the rest of the way. So maybe just take tires and not take fuel, or if you really want to gamble and you want to kind of see if the car car got in the wall back there in the back. I can't tell who that was, but coming out of the corner. So, but yeah, maybe you take 2 tires. Maybe you just take left or the right side tires. It's going to be, pit stop's going to be half as fast, or it should be half as long, twice as fast, and run it here. So it looked like that was, it was Sid that kind of got the wall.
I think caught the wall. Yeah, I think it was Sid who caught the wall. I was trying to see because it did look like there was a green liveried on that car, which could have been John Crutchley as well, who may have tapped the wall earlier on, of course, without having notification that he's had a big old crash here. We're not going to get nothing through on a slight little wall tap. But you can see now Harkham and Perezzini are coming through. Kashishin's in the pits here as well. So is it time? You've got to think of Crutchley currently at the moment has not been in. Campbell, Crutchley and Barton have not gone in yet. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. I don't know on the height. The yellow, I mean, where's it going to come?
It's not guaranteed.
No.
It's not guaranteed. But that's the gamble. I mean, but every lap you're not doing it, you're losing at least a second to the car behind. And the top 2 now, looks like timing just glitched over for a second. Sorry, got me distracted. But the top 2 drivers at least have not pitted. John Campbell, the Australian, is running his own race right now. How long are you going to stay out, John? Are you going to keep risking it for the biscuit here? We're going to find out. But you can see he's coming up to lap traffic here. The 40.
Oh, he's in the wall. He's in the wall. Who was that in the wall? That was the 50. Was that high? No, it wasn't high out. Somebody was in the wall there, not Barton. I'm wondering who went in there as well. There was somebody bounced off the wall at the same time there. So it's not Crutchley.
Looks like Barton's making his first pit stop, so he's one of the last people to come in. Looks like Joe Crutchley's come in as well. So that leaves John Campbell, the only driver who has not pitted, but he has got a 13-second gap on P2. So that means what? 10 laps till he gets caught. Let's see how long he stays out there. Even if the yellow comes out at this point, he doesn't have a lap on the field. But I mean, you're committed to the strategy at this point, John. So you got to stick it out, maybe do a one-stopper and see what happens. But everybody does have to pit at least one more time, 4 tires at this point.
Yeah.
I think the race you're watching right now, though, is going to be Al Corey, who's ahead of Kyle Gertz just right now, and they're basically the net leaders after John makes his pit stop.
I think they're going to be, aren't they? You know, the problem for John at the moment is he's being caught hand over foot here. You know, the 10-second gap he has got is plummeting down faster than an elevator with no brakes at the moment. It is literally coming down at an absolute rate of knots. He may have put laps on these guys, but these laps here, Chris, are not going to last very long. He's already down to 8 seconds. He's almost lost 2 seconds over the last few laps. He's got to surely be looking now what he's going to do. Is he that committed? Do you get that tunnel visioned when you are committed to a pit strategy here, that you don't react to what's going on around you? Because he's the only man who has not pitted, surely. Something in that car, he can see his relative, can't he? That gap coming down, and, you know, he's down to 6 seconds. I know 2 minutes ago we were talking about 8.
At this point, you're committed. You're whatever strategy he's on. If he's going to run until the fuel's out, and that's what he's going to do, you're committed. 'Cause if you pit now, you're going to lose so much time. So here you're staying out as long as you can. You're hoping for the yellow to come out, and you're going to make the same pit stop. And I would think everybody would come in under yellow, even the ones that just pitted at this point, to get fresh shoes. So that would be a good time for him to come in and keep his position. But it's a gamble. It's always a gamble, and unfortunately at a track like this, it all happens so fast. As you see Corey here, Corey and Kyle running down the leader, and also battling for P2 at the same time here. See, it's like Kyle's going to run that high line that he likes in that wannabe Napa car. I like that livery. That's awesome. As he runs the middle of the high lane, looks like Al Corey's kind of reacted. Oh, they're both kind of diving down in the corner. Big diamonds there coming out of the corner. It's a good way to run this track.
And that's the leader.
Yeah, here
There's
we go.
Campbell.
Here's the leader.
Gone
They're
already.
Drive right by him.
Yep.
Yep. Thanks, sir. Have a good day. See you next time.
Yes.
Continue on their way.
That's the thing, isn't it, as well, for Campbell. Now he's got Harcum coming up behind him. Harcum and Benson, I believe that is in the 42, is just get one of his laps back here. But from Campbell's point of view,
no grip in those tires. See the way he slid into that corner, just sliding up the road. He is just hanging on for dear life right here. If I were him, I'd throw my gloves, my water bottle, everything out on that racetrack right now, trying to get someone to throw a yellow for debris, because that is not working
it's
for him.
not going.
But look at the battle for the lead here, James. They got a nice battle. These two are nose to tail. The gap is so close. It looks like Kyle's going to make a route on the outside. Corey's not going to block him. He's got to swing that car up to the wall coming out of the corner and block, and he's going to keep it. He slings it. You got to be quicker than that. You got to get that car up there, because if Kyle gets a nose on the outside here, he's going to take that position, and he's going to force the move. You're going to lose momentum here. So let's see. You see Kyle's committed to that upper lane. Maybe it's just like running 3 and 4, 3 and 4 low like that, and 1 and 2 high. Maybe that's like Kyle's going high here in 1 and 2. He's going to keep it high off the corner, get the big run down the straightaway, run the middle to the lower coming out of turn 4 here. They're both going to diamond it down. I like the line. That's a good line. But look who's closing them down here. Ben Harcum, P3. Going to run these guys down. That gap is getting smaller as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who could end up coming together here. You're talking about the top 5, possibly, well, maybe top 4 with Perezzini shutting them down at the moment, but Corey here as well. And then, of course, they've got the likes of Crutchley, who's coming around pitting on lap 79. That's 20 laps later than Corey at the moment. And as you can see from his last time here for Crutchley, he's still in that mid-15 5s. The leaders are on the 15.7. He's going to want to get past them, because he's got to go round again, of course, and try and catch them again to get that lap back. But he obviously, clearly, 20 lap younger tyres is flying as well. So tyres are a big thing.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. Huge difference. And even the 3 lap difference between Corey and Kyle up front does make a difference in the long haul. But then you look at someone like Ben Harcum in P3, who's got basically 9 lap newer tires than P1. Harcum's going to have the biggest run of all 3 of these drivers right now, as he tries to get the win on his birthday. How cool would that be? Run Bristol, birthday win, that'd be so cool.
Bristol on concrete is bad enough. If you do what I did the other day and do Bristol on dirt in a NASCAR, that's even more exciting. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I think these guys here, for Ben Harcum's point of view, to go out and take that victory on his birthday, to celebrate the birthday, celebrate the win, all at the same time, that would just be absolutely mega for him. And at the moment, he's probably looking like the man in that prime position, isn't he? With the fact that these tyres are younger, the fact that he's got used to the circuit, the fact that he made a massive run in that first part of the race, of course, and he's still making that run now. The gap's dropping down. He's still in the 15.7s. Everybody else getting to that upper 15s at the moment. So for Ben Harkham here, this could be a massive moment for, well, almost race changing for him if he can clear these two at the beginning. What are we on, lap 100 and 102?
Yeah, I think he's in the best spot right now to really cash in on this win. I mean, I think that car has more pace in it. I really think he's saving his tires right now. With 10 lap newer tires, I think you could run down those cars a little bit quicker if you really wanted to. But I think he's playing the long game. You still got, what is it, 80 something laps to go, 83 laps to go, yeah. So you're gonna have to pit again. Maybe saving it for but look at it, he's running down Kyle right now. I mean, so Kyle's like running that middle to high lane. I think if you're gonna make a move on him, you know, you're gonna have to make it on the inside, which is gonna be tough. And if you try to do that, you spend too many laps doing that, it's gonna burn the tires off the car even more. So if I'm someone like Ben, I'm just running P3. You got both cars right in front of you right there. You can see them. Just settle in, click off some laps, save the tires, play the long game here. I think like you said, Jake, I think he's really in a great spot to take this victory.
You can see him there, the way he's moving up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, we're looking at that high line now. Here he goes. Yeah, he's going to try and make that move through. And he's running that up and then down in motion. And he kind of done to Greasick what Greasick was doing to higher earlier on in the race as well. By running that up-down line, he swooped around the outside. We've also got Campbell coming underneath. Campbell did go and pit here, and job done for him.
Fresh tires now, so he's going to be coming through the field like a fighter jet. But he lost some laps in the meantime, and that's the risk, right? So all that time, so he's going to take the low lane, go around these guys. Oh man, did I see that? What was that? Kyle got the wall there coming out turn 4. It may have been. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
I thought I saw him slap the wall coming out turn 4. A little big oversteer right there. He did. Yeah, I can see it on the second display. He got the wall coming out turn 4. That may mess up the handling of the car. He actually whacked it pretty good right there. He's dropping back already. So yeah, he's falling back. You see Ben driving down the road here as Ben sets his targets on Al Corey, race leader. Gap under a second. Racing lead here in a few laps.
Yeah, we definitely have. I'm interested to watch that steering input as he comes out of the corner here. He's holding the steering wheel to the right-hand side there. I don't know if that's just a natural thing. I don't ever, obviously, drove at Bristol.
That's a natural NASCAR way to drive straight. You hold the wheel to the right. There's so much wedge and so much stagger and stuff in the setup of these cars. The wheels are just angling in the corners. But what you want to watch for is, number one, how much wheel is he putting in the center of the corner, right here. So watch that, watch the tape there on the center. When he goes into the corner, you get one angle here, and then in the center, watch how much more he puts in. Then he comes off of it, and then how much does he put to the right coming out. So that tells me that when he's putting a little bit more wheel in the middle. He's got some wicked understeer in the middle of the corner. Not so much that time. That actually looked pretty good, I think, because he ran that diamond line that he was running earlier. But watch here, kind of goes in, big crank of the wheel right there. He straightens it back out as we get the power on. A little bit of understeer in that car, may have been from the wall. Hit.
Oh, he's done it again.
Another one right there. Yeah, it's just got that understeer in the middle corner, that big middle corner push. But yeah, that's a good way to kind of tell, is just watch the different angles as we go through the different phases of the corner.
I think that's one of the things that obviously for him he's going to be trying to stay away from, that progressive damage model that ended up coming in a couple of seasons back as well. Over a period of time, you tap the same thing, you tap the same thing, you tap the same thing. It's like me cracking an egg on the table 6 times and hoping it's not going to break. At one point, it's going to snap, right? So that he's going to end up getting damaged. Now, obviously, these guys do have a fast repair, which is probably could come in handy later on for some of these drivers if they are really struggling. And Perezzini here as well is just about to probably get a hold of Greasick coming in at the same time. The Corey Harkham gap's out to about a second at the moment, but it really is what is going to be happening with Perezzini and Greasick. And to be honest with you, Chris, I don't think it's going to be long here before Perezzini says, see you later, thank you very much, I'll have that away from you.
Yeah, Grezick's got the car that, we saw at the beginning. It's great on the initial first 20 laps of the run, and then it starts to kind of fade off. And we've seen like Perezzini and these guys have the great long run car. But James, we're coming up on that second 60-lap stint. It should be time for pit stops in the next 5 laps or so if you're going to follow the same cadence you did already. The leader pitted on lap 59. We're coming up on lap 118 right now. So he has got the same amount of life in those tires he did when he made the first stop. If he pits now, you got about 60-something laps to go. Maybe a good time to do it, or do you again, do you drag it out, wait for the yellow? Here we are again. Same
It's
show,
just
different
same,
season, right?
yeah.
So it's the same thing. And again, it's always a gamble. And for someone like Campbell, maybe you stay out and do it again. I don't know. But as you see Harcum go for the lead here.
Corey's in the pits. Corey's in.
That's what it was. Sorry, I saw it flash up on my timing.
No, does it? Yeah, no.
So,
Corey dived down.
Right on cue. Pit stop underway for the race leader. He's going to come in. So I would expect Harcum maybe another 8 or 9 laps because he's got those fresher tires. There goes Perzuni as well. He's going to dive into the pits.
Yeah, agrees.
React to the race leader.
Yeah, I think that's what we talk about. We see it in Formula One and stuff all the time, covering off the person in front who's pitted. You go in, you cover him off, da-da-da-da-da. Dustin Barton here is in quite a good position at the moment as well. John Crutchley, with the fact that he pitted on lap 79, so that's going to give him round about 148 if he's running that same kind of strategy that he did last time. Campbell is going to be looking at 184 if he runs that same 92 lap strategy that he did at the beginning. The problem with that same 92 lap strategy is the fact that he didn't kind of make it work towards the end of it. He was being caught hand over fist. You can see there in the graphic in the bottom right hand corner. Campbell 92 laps as well. Yeah, Griezik's
Harcum's come in. Harcum's in. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, James, but he pitted a little earlier than I expected right there. But he's got, he's going to have 60 laps on this last set. It's a good time. He's reacting to the cars behind him. I think you should, I would think you'd see everybody else follow suit right here.
Yeah, I think so as well, to be honest. I think that the likes of the people that have only pitted once are Dustin Barton, John Campbell, Jason Benson, John Crutchley, Sid Kashishian's pitted twice. Crutchley's pitted twice as well, sorry. So Crutchley already went in twice before everybody else there, which is a little bit of a strange one, but Harcum's still sitting in the pits. Hyatt is now catching through. Campbell's obviously making his way back through the field here as well after going out on 92. He's still technically on baby young tyres here. He's not got into quite the teenage stage of that tyre yet, as he's only done 35 laps. So he could be one that could be a little bit of a dark horse here, with the fact that obviously that longer stint, if he comes out and takes the win here, Chris, me and you are going to be eating our words like an absolutely, trooper.
Dude, I'll tell you, if the yellow comes out, it's possible. If the yellow comes out, it's going to equalize the field and reset everything. But we haven't seen one, so you're seeing this kind of road course style strategy work out right now, which is honestly not that common on the ovals. I'll go with it today, and I'll give it to John if it pays off for him, because he's doing good. He's looking, look at his wheel inputs, much more steady than we saw with Kyle. To be fair, all these are great inputs. Nobody's really turning the wheel really hard here. You see, he's not turning it as much as he tries to run down Kyle, who has yet to make a pit stop here. But it should be pretty easy pickings to get past Kyle. He goes to the inside, gets that move done. But if he runs about another 10, 15 laps and he's still up there and the yellow comes out, he's going to be in a great spot.
You know what? I'm so worried that if anybody's gambling on a yellow, they're not going to get it. We've seen them go in this league as well. They've gone full laps without one single yellow. And at the moment, as you can see there, the 78 just go breezing past us like we were stood still.
It's like a different class of car because of the fresh tires are so much faster. It's insane. Kyle's into the pits. He's the race leader's coming in. That leaves Ryan Hyatt, the last of the leaders, not to pit. I would think Ryan would react any moment now.
Yeah.
He's losing time if he's not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. His time's out at 32, and Al Corey's sitting in third at the moment, 15.21 for Corey. The thing is, for Hyatt, it was on a 16.29, so that's a second per lap here currently that he's likely. Oh, no! There we go. Campbell's giving, and it was Campbell involved in it.
You hate to see it. Corey got in the back of Campbell right there coming out the corner. I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe Corey checked up a little, or Campbell checked up. Let's see, going in the turn, I think it's turn 1 here. Corey's going to go to the inside past the 13 car of Barton. He's going to get a huge run on, I don't know what happened there. It may have just been a miscommunication. I don't know if Campbell was dropping off to go to the pits or something else, but unfortunately 2 cars can't occupy the same space coming out of the corner.
No, and the worst thing for some of these guys as well is the fact that Kyle Grizik has just pitted. He's only just pitted.
The big winner here is going to be Ryan Hyatt. Ryan Hyatt is the only car in the lead pack that has not pitted. So he's going to get a free pit stop under yellow. The other cars are going to go around. I need to refresh myself on the oval pit stuff, but the Bristol has a long pit lane. I don't think he's going to lose a lap, though. So if he doesn't lose a lap, he's got 45 seconds on the... He's got a lap on the field because he didn't pit.
No.
So he should come back out in the race lead on the same lap as everybody else, I believe.
Yeah, by the time they trickle round,
math on that.
I think by the time they check, they've got to go round. He's entered into the pits on the exit of turn 2, and
he's the only one that can pit because he's the only one on the lead lap. Only the lead lap cars can pit on the first time around, so he's going to get a free pit stop here and still come out in the race lead.
Yeah, I think that's going to work out because obviously Perezzini is going there now.
Yeah, and they're showing timing's got to update here. I think timing's trying to cycle itself through.
Yeah, it'll take a minute. Perezzini's now, it says Perezzini's lead.
I think Perezzini and Corey maybe got past him under green. So they were on the tail end of the lead lap, I believe. So they're actually going to inherit P1 and P2. But Corey should come out in P3 behind them. I think that's the way it's going to shake out.
Higher Perezzini, then Corey, Grzyk as well. Being that Grzyk's obviously the first man on down, should get the lucky dog and go past and get that lap back, being that he's the first car on a lap down, if that makes sense. You get what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But, we may have missed it, James, but what happened to the birthday boy? He was leading the race in a great spot, made the pit stop. Now he's showing 2 laps down. I don't know what happened there. Maybe did something happen under the pit stop, or he lost some time, or because he should be on the same spot as folks like Corey and Matt and Ryan, but I don't know what happened to him.
No, I don't know.
I apologize to Ben.
He's showing up that he's crashed, but I can't see what he would have done here.
I think it would have been before the yellow came out.
Yeah,
for sure, I don't think he ever really rejoined the race in the right spot. But we can try to find out maybe after the race what happened to him. So tough luck for Ben there. We've got what 50 laps to go here. Should be good on one set of tires, but the other thing, nobody pitted, but Al Corey. He's the only Ryan Hyatt. So he did come out in front of him.
Yeah.
Let me reset myself here. What's going on?
Give it a minute. Give it a minute. Okay. After the pit stop's always a little bit tricky when everybody starts jiggling around. So we've got Perezzini. Unfortunately, he's got a bit of a blinking issue with his internet at the moment as well. He's having a bit of a blink there. Nice little spike in the internet. I'm sure will help. So
Ryan did come out in the lead.
Yeah,
he did come out in front.
Yeah, he did. He should have done already as well because I believe he went in. Here we are now. And there we go. Timing tower has changed, and it is Hyatt, Perezzini, and Al Corey. But we are expecting the man in that 48, who probably isn't actually the only man who probably can run with Hyatt at the front at the moment. Because, there's another one.
Big accident. Turn 4, 2, 3, 4 cars involved. 24 car got shot down in the pits. I'll probably give him an iRacing black flag for his troubles. Not what you want to see there, but this may give everyone else a shot to pit here. Some drivers have damage. Obviously, they're going to want to pit for sure. It looks like the 48 got in the back of.
Yeah, it looks like Benson got a little bit loose here.
There you go.
Come down on him.
Loose and came across. They went back up and got the 24, and then everyone got a taste in that one.
Yeah, Crutchley kind of loosened up and then slid down, didn't he? And that just unfortunately caught everybody else. But again, that's one of the things we were mentioning before. Coming from that top line, having a moment like that, you are just naturally going to collect the people underneath. And we can see it, can't we, that it happened to Crutchley. The fact that here he goes now, he's running that high line.
He just went in too hot. He's already lost it right there. He went in too hot, cold tires. Unfortunately, just collected a bunch of other cars with him. But we got some cars making pit stops here, James. I think the rest of the field that didn't pit under the first yellow, which was basically everybody but Ryan Hyatt, they're making their stops now. You got Al Corey coming in. You got Perezzini coming in. Both drivers on the lead lap, so there were only 3 cars on the lead lap after that yellow cycled through and kind of caught out folks that haven't pitted yet. Thankfully, Matt and Al both got their lap back before the yellow came out, so they're making their stops now. I would think everybody else would dive in next time by and get some fresh shoes and last for the rest of the race. That equalizes the field because without this yellow, I think Ryan Hyatt was going to blow away the rest of this race. Yeah, they're driving in right now.
Yeah, everybody's coming down,
for all.
apart from Campbell.
Campbell's just running his own race at this point. He's here for the fans.
We don't even know what he's running at the moment because he's so out of sync with everybody else.
No,
isn't he?
He pitted 5 laps before the race leader did. So he pitted right before that yellow came out. He's going to take the track position here. Hopefully try to get a couple laps back. He's doing what he's got to do. He's got tires on for the rest of the race at this point. You can't call him for that.
No. But where is it going to lie, though, Chris, with the fact that obviously we saw in his first... we saw it as... Oh, he's going in.
He's going in now. Okay, well, he says, I'll take tires too, no problem. So, but up front, now you got a race for the win here. You've got Ryan Hyatt, who made the pit stop before the yellow came out. You've got Al Corey, P2, and Matt Perizuni here all have fresh tires. We've got 40-something laps to go by the time we get to the restart. So these tires should make it to the end, no problem. But you saw, they say the old NASCAR saying, yellows make yellows, or yellow breeds yellows.
Right? So,
drivers are going to be all on top of each other. We saw what happens. You have maybe some cold tires, dive it into turn 3, car doesn't bite like you expect it to, and boom, another yellow comes out. So all these yellows are going to keep giving lucky dog passes, though. So that's just, as you see right now, Dustin Barton has joined the lead lap parade. He took the lucky dog this last time around, so you got 4 cars in the lead lap. I'd be careful. I wouldn't do another one, because if you do another one, that 27 car of Kyle Gersick is going to get up there as well. And we know he's fast in that Napa car, so we're getting ready to go back to green here.
We are. We're going to be looking like it's going to be happening. Pace car is coming in once more, and here they come. And we are back underway. Barney's waving. Job done for Barney. We are off and running. Hyatt, Corey, Perizini, Barton. That's where we're expecting the fight to come from here, Chris. Is this going to be correct?
Whoa, man, that was close there. Perizini's trying to drive up the road there a little bit and cut off. I'm sorry, I was looking at different cars. That was Barton there in the back getting squeezed. But look at the launch that Ryan Hyatt's got over Corey here. Perizini up to P4, Dustin Barton P5 or P4, Perizini P3. But yeah, they're on the restart. Nice clean restart there. Everyone looks like get away cleanly. Nice little gaps kind of working out between the field here too. I wonder if the tire situation, they saw what happened in the last yellow with the cold tires. They're taking a little bit easier, tiptoeing around, stretching themselves out, and settle in for the final run.
Yeah, I think that's the thing at the moment as well. You can see the stint length of tires currently on the bottom right-hand corner. Hyatt went 69, then he went 67, and then we got Corey who went 59, 61 and 22. So in hindsight, if they've taken tyres on that, Al Corey is done for 3 stints of tyres there. They only have 3 sets plus the set that they started on. So 1, 2, Corey and Perizini. If they've taken tyres every time here, Chris, they are done. They can't do nothing else now. They've gone in and got their fuel already. So this is a straight run for Corey and Perizini. Surely there's nothing left there, is there? Where we got the likes of Benson.
It's a great point, yeah, because there's a yellow. Then Ryan and people like Ryan and Dustin Barton can both take new tires and clearly pull away from that point. Nice little battle here between Benson and looks like
Corey.
Is it Corey? Okay.
Yeah, no, not Corey. John Crutchley, sorry. So
Benson and Crutchley going wheel to wheel here. Yeah, battling back out for P7. Of course, these drivers are a couple laps down, but that's okay because that's what, hopefully yellows come out to get those spots back. And, yeah, nice race here. These drivers are back. Nice job there.
Yeah, we can see the lap times on the left-hand side. The last lap, Harcum's just touched the 15s at the moment. Gap currently...
Yeah, we're talking about the wheel. I'm sorry, Jay. Look how much little wheel they're putting in now on fresh tires versus the used tires. We were looking at that before.
Yeah.
Just a little flick into the corner. A little bit of correction in mid part of it, and you straighten it back out. It's so much easier to drive these fresh tires. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all good, mate. At the end of the day, these are things that obviously we're noticing with the fact of the tyres. We've noticed that as it goes. We were following on board with Greasy. We saw what his input was. earlier on. He was kind of wrestling with the machine as well to try and get it turned. And as you say, looking at Crutchley at the moment, who did pit on one lap 1:37, so 20 laps ago here as well. And the fresher tyre boys who pitted on lap 41 at Al Corey. You've got Dustin Barton on 143, Grizik on 141, and then you got the likes of Ben Harcombe who's on 146 here, 140, sorry, as well. So they're all in and around that area. The problem is obviously Ryan Hyatt currently going out on 136 was his last pit lap as well. And, you know, are we looking at the fact that he's opened up enough of a gap where we'll survive these next, what have we got, 30, 20, quick maps, 26 laps?
Yeah, I think it comes. I think the tires are all pretty equalized. Most of those laps, I mean, most of the extra laps on Ryan's tires were under yellow, so it shouldn't have factored that much. But we know how some of these cars are better on the longer runs, and the ones that jump out to me are people like the Canadian Matt Perzuni in P3. We know that car is fast on a long run. He is only 4 seconds back from the race leader, so this might be a long enough stint for that car to really come to life and run down. We saw Ryan at the beginning of the race, right? Ryan had a great launch in the fresh set, then the car slowly started to drop off and fall back. So I think at this point, it's looking good for Al Corey, and mainly I think my pick at this point is going to be Matt Perzuni if that car comes to life through this run.
Well, only time's going to tell, and they haven't got long, mind you. We've got 23 laps at 14 seconds a lap there in about 280 seconds, rounded out to minutes. What have you got? You got 4 minutes here as well. If they keep running like this, it's going to go quick. You know, 4 minutes, and it's going to be done here for these guys. So whatever Perezzini's going to do here, he's got to be thinking about doing it quickly, because he's 5.5 back from the leader at the moment.
Yeah,
and I'm struggling here that the fact that the only man who's getting close is Corey. He's just got that gap under a second, and Barton's coming through on Perezzini as well.
Barton just got the move done. Yeah, look at the 24 car trying to go around the outside here. So that's going to slow both them down for the race leaders. So it might be falling into a Hyatt's lane here. Al Corey might be in a good spot if Ryan's car starts to fall off. You see these two getting really racy here. I'm keeping an eye on Al Corey now. I think Al Corey might be in a really good spot. That gap is coming down. It was 0.8 of a second a few laps ago. It's now 0.5 of a second, and it's dropping. It's actually dropping quite quickly here. 0.51, 0.52. It was 0.6 when I started this. Now it's 0.4. It's going down. Look at. He's running them down here.
Yeah, he has. You can see on the left-hand side there, he's pulled out a tenth. He's pulled out 3 tenths over the last lap. That's 4 tenths he's claimed already. We've got 18 to go. The problem now is going to be how is Hyatt going to defend this here? He's got to block.
I think his tires are going. I mean, his car's falling off. We've seen that setup just doesn't last more than 20, 30 laps, and that's where we're at on this run. That car is falling off. Al Corey is in a great spot here. How hard is Ryan going to defend? I mean, I think I don't want to say because these drivers obviously know what they're doing, but if I'm Ryan, I'm going to that top lane as soon as that car comes to the bumper. I'm going to make him go under him. He's got to do it the harder way around the track. And I think the low lane is going to be the harder way to do the overtake.
No, I think so. We've said, haven't we, all the way through that low lane just isn't working as much as what people anticipated. You know, we talk about the shortest route. Yes, it is the shortest route. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, when something's not working, you don't keep doing it. You know, it's the first sign of madness when you keep. He's going to get him.
So close.
He's got to decide.
Both running the low lane. You got Corey's just kind of breathing. I think maybe he's just going to bide his time here.
God.
That was so close.
Oh, he didn't block him off. His job done. I think it's going to be job done. I don't think Hyatt come down quick enough. He's got the option now, yeah.
Look at the run. Stay on that upper lane. Get that run off the corner. It's all you can. Oh, they're so close. Stay on the upper lane. Don't let them by. Keep that momentum off the corner. Make him work for it. Make him burn those tires. Turn that wheel. Stay right in the middle of the track. I mean, Ryan is doing everything he has to do, but Corey is hungry for a win here. Al Corey's only got 1 win this season so far, looking for win number 2, but Ryan Hyatt doesn't have. I see him on the standings. Oh, there he is. He doesn't have this. It has to be Ryan's first win of the season too. So both these drivers hungry for a victory here. But that's the way, if you're riding, that you're putting your car in the best spot on the track here. You're kind of running the middle of the lane coming in. That's going to balk them going into the corner. Oh, man. You got to be careful doing that. That's how you get a bumper right there. You got to really run that middle lane just like that. Let him kind of run up on you. Man, what's Corey going to do? We got 10 laps to go here, James. About a little more than 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I don't know what Corey's got to try. If he's going to shuffle, he's got to try and shuffle on the inside. He's done it now. He's got that inside line, but he's just, you can see the speed that Hyatt's got coming off the corner. He just breezes back past again. Corey's now maintained that a little bit. Carl Griezik's there as well. We've got these two racing through. Griezik's up on that line for Hyatt. We're going 3 wide. Griezik's put it in the wall. Corey is now taking it with little over 8.
Traffic.
I know, Grizik was there, but where's Grizik going to go? He can't Harry Potter out of there, mate. He can't Expelliarmus himself disappear, can he?
There he goes. Al Corey, lead of the race, 7 laps to go. Lap traffic maybe playing a little bit of a factor there just to kind of take the confidence out of that upper lane. But now Corey's just going to drive away. Look, he's almost a second down the road. Hyatt's car is just not good for the long run here. Maybe burn the tires off the car. Yeah, I don't think he's any threat from just Dustin Barton down there in P3. How about a run for Dustin Barton? Started in 10th place, up to P3. What a run for the Canadian.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fact that Crutchley and Benson are going at it further down as well. We've got to try and keep an eye on the leader, of course. We have got 5 laps, so it's going to take about 1.5 minutes. If that, Perezzini's just tapped the wall there. That's going to allow trying to get Crutchley underneath. Crutchley, oh no! He's going to caution it!
There it is.
No,
no yellow. They're still going. Oh, there he goes around. Can he save
He's got
it?
to try and stop it.
He's still fighting it.
The leader is in the wall. Corey's in the wall.
There's the Corey. Hyatt goes by on the inside. Gets it
done.
Oh,
he's out down. Oh.
Yellow flag is out. What just happened?
Chaos.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we saw it.
Boys, slow it down. Gather your thoughts. Slow down.
Are you talking to me or the drivers?
Okay, let's talk. I'm talking to the drivers. Let's talk strategy for 1 second, James, real quick. You got 3 laps to go. Do they do green white checkers this league? They have to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're someone that has a fresh set of tires, Ryan Hyatt, Dustin Barton, you're going to the pits right now. Remember, you're going to get 2 laps of a second faster car. There's only 3 cars on the lead lap right now. Go in, get fresh tires, come back out, and go for the win. Because I think if you're Al Corey, you don't have any more sets of tires. You're committed, and you hope those guys don't pit.
Yeah, you got 2 green-white checkers.
There you go. Ryan Hyatt's in the pits. There you go. Right on cue. Race leader into the pits. Going to put on a fresh set of tires for the green-white checker. Let's go, boys. Dustin Barton's going right there with him. Everybody pitting that can. Al Corey's going to stay out. He doesn't have any more tires to use, but he is going to be a sitting duck on this restart. You're going to make that car as wide as you possibly can to let these guys by, but I don't know if you can make a car wide enough. Who's it going to be, Ryan Hyatt or Dustin Barton? We know how fast Ryan's car is on the restarts.
Oh, that was Corey.
Wow, what a good bit of driving from Corey right there.
Yeah.
My goodness. That could have been a plane crash and a half right there, but nice job. Nice bit of driving there. Yeah, I'm excited for this finish, James. This is gonna be good stuff.
Yeah, it definitely is here. The problem is it started off, of course, with the Benson incident as well. Was obviously they were sliding, weren't they? And he was trying to save it. And then all of a sudden, Perezzini come through. Corey went through in the lead and ended up in the wall, coming off the back end of that incident as well. So it was all going off a little bit through the middle there. So, yeah, there was a lot going on over lap 182.
One last thought before we shuffle and figure this out. Your championship leader, Kyle Gerstich, right now is in the pits. I don't know if he's got damage or if he's actually pitting for tires, but he should get the lucky dog if he comes out. But I think he might be repairing. He's still in the pits. He might be repairing damage at this point. But if he came out on the lead lap, he would be a contender for this thing as well. But I think he's actually, he must be repairing. So take that, everything I just said, take it out.
Scrap that. Nobody saw a thing.
I'm trying to work out all the strategies in my head before we go back. So Al Corey's in a great spot right here. Al Corey's in the lead spot. Dustin Barton and Ryan Hyatt, which by the way, Dustin leapfrogged Ryan on the pit stop. So Dustin is going to start on the outside of the front row, which is a great spot to do this restart. He is looking really good. So how hungry is someone like Ryan going to be, though? How fast is that car going to be on the inside lane? This is going to be fast in 30 seconds of racing here, James. Are you ready to call this? This is going to be nuts.
I'm not ready, but we'll give it a go as best as we can here. The prime spot at the moment should be Al Corey's, but he's on a lot older tyres. Don't forget, he's on 42 lap older tyres than the Dustin Barton and the 13, Ryan Hyatt in the 75 there as well. So be prepared. This is going to go quick, and this is going to be very, very quick. The pace car's in within 30 seconds. We're going to find out who's going to take this run here at the Central Machine Shop 185. Corey got big to see that as well with Hyatt. He got an absolute
Here comes Ryan.
We're under caution.
Must have been an incident in the back. They're gonna throw that yellow off. It's like the 7 car, this P7.
Oh yeah, I think it's further down actually. Perezzini's already round here.
I don't know what happened there. He had fresh. He just came out and did a pit stop.
Just come out and did in the pit, didn't he? Hold on a minute. What kind of happened? Let's find out what happened to Perezzini here. Oh, he's binned it on the way out.
Oh
no.
Oh, who paid you $20 there, Matt? That was good to see. Okay, we'll get it. We'll do it again.
Oh no!
But look at the. Okay, let's analyze that restart we just happened. This is about to happen again, but it's going to be a little bit of a different order. So Al Corey got a huge launch right there. You saw. I take it back. I think Al and Ryan got similar starts. I think Dustin had a bad start, so he fell back.
Barton's in again.
He's going to the pits. What's he doing here? Is he getting?
He's not getting fresh rubber, surely.
I don't think he has any more tires, unless he didn't change the set earlier. But
if you were Corey, I don't know if I'd be diving in as well, though. To be fair,
I don't know. Maybe he's doing one of these things where you dive in, you bump all your tire pressures up, you put a bunch of wedge in it, and you set the car up for a 2-lap run, almost like a caution run, and come back out and just throw the wheels at it. How about this, though? Look who else is on the lead lap now, James. Your championship leader, Kyle Gershik, is on the lead lap running P3 after the pit stop from Dustin. Kyle's going to be in this race as well because, he's got a fast car on the short runs here.
Yeah, he definitely has. So this could be... I don't know what this could be.
It's anybody's race.
I just don't know.
I think Al Corey is got to be... I mean, all these drivers are sweating like mad, I'm sure, right now. Just this is a physical race to run. But... Al Corey's a sitting duck right now. It's going to be between Ryan and Kyle, I think. I want to see Al hold on to it. I think that'd be the coolest story if he could pull that off and keep that car in front for 2 laps. But maybe Ryan and Kyle get a huge run and go past, or maybe they take each other out. Who knows? I mean, anything can happen here in Bristol.
No, that's it. We've got a blank page for the last chapter of this story that we have told here, and it has been up and down here as well. So I got a funny feeling pace car is going to be in not at the end of this lap, at the end of the next one, of course, before we go. Now, the interesting thing will be whether or not that first run on that first yellow we just had on 182, is that going to count towards the first green-white checker, or is there going to be not one more? Because this clearly is going to be the green-white checker, but is there going to be one more after this?
Yeah, if they're running 2, I think that first one would have counted because I saw the lap timer stop moving down. So that was definitely a green-white checker start on the last one. So if they're doing 2, this should be the final start here. And the race will finish as we finish on this run. So they're going to start lining up 2 by 2 here. You're going to see Al Corey on the inside lane here is going to try to defend against Ryan Hyatt on the outside. Dustin Barton, your championship P2, is going to be on the inside of your championship leader, Kyle Gershik. So top 4 cars in play here. Lead car is going to be the target that everyone's going after. He's got the oldest tires, the slowest traction at this point, but he's got the opportunity to dictate the start and get the jump. So bring us home, James.
Yeah, well, you're going to see now. The interesting thing, Grzyk was not able to take the 4th place start where he was, of course. Corey's backed him up. I don't know if that was a good idea. Corey's backed everybody up, and now he's going to be underway We are going to be with 2 to go. Corey's out in front. Barton's coming round now as well. The man who just gone into the pits took another set of tyres. But here comes Hyatt. He's trying. Final lap. This is it, the final lap.
Car, slide job. Slide it up in front of him. Hold him up there. He's trying to keep him up against the wall. It's not going to work. He's got too much of a run. Ryan Hyatt to the race lead.
Oh, Hyatt's going to take it. We're going to come over the line. That's it. Hyatt's going to get it there. Barton got second, and Corey took third. Barton's run.
What a finish.
Oh.
What a finish. Man, Barton got a great run on the outside there coming to the line.
Yeah.
Here's the pass for the race lead, though. You got that upper lane. That's the lane to get the move done. White flag you see from Bernie there, and all you need is to get a little bit on the straightaway. If you got him on the straightaway, you've got him in the corner too, and he throws it in there. He's got the grip, gets on the power early. There's nothing Corey can do at this point, but you're not looking in the mirror, and here comes Dustin Barton right behind. He even got the wall right there a little bit, but it doesn't matter. He's got so much speed. Look at him throw it in the corner. You see Corey backing off a little bit because he's got the car in front of him, but look at the run Barton got off the corner. What a move.
Oh,
right across the line. Look how tight he's even hanging on.
How?
That looked kind of interesting, but
it looked like he didn't get that. I'm so confused why it registered him that he did pick that up there, because if you have a look when he comes across the line, Corey's nose is actually in front of his over that line. Look at the gap
on the timing, James. Look at the gap on the timing. It's showing them dead nuts, same interval. It's 0.00. So I don't know. Maybe race control can look at that after the race, and they might make an adjustment or two. But yeah, what a race! That was good stuff. You only got 10 drivers, like you said earlier, but that's fine. Racing was top notch. Great job by the drivers.
Ryan Hyatt in first. It has corrected itself now from my one screen to the results here. Corey did get it over Barton. Then Griesick 4th, Harkham 5th, Perezzini 6th, Benson 7th, Crutchley 8th, Campbell 9th, and Kashishian in 10th place there. That final lap drama was just absolutely unbelievable. And I just, you just can't put that into words. But I tell you what we can do. One man who will be able to put it into words for us here as well is your race winner, Ryan Hyatt. Ryan, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the win.
Thank y'all very much.
Ryan, it looked like you were wheeling that car all the way around the track. Maybe the car was good on the, it wasn't quite great on the long runs, but on the short runs, you had the pace and you had the speed to get the gaps. And when that last yellow came out, you had to you kind of been licking your chops looking at Corey ahead of you who had those older tires.
Yeah, once he told me, or I came down pit road and he told me that he didn't have any tires left, and I was like, oh boy. And then restarted third, and we got that other yellow. And after that, once I knew I had the high side, I was definitely licking my chops.
Yeah, definitely on that one. We knew Corey ran out of tyres. We saw it on the pit strategies count earlier on as well. It was a tough race all in all. You were battling away. You were sitting in second at the start there as well. Was you expecting the likes of Corey and Barton to be around you, or were you expecting, Carl Griesick, Matt Perezzini to be in and around you at the end of the race?
I knew Rafter or Al Corey would be there. He's very good at saving his tires. I expected Matt and Kyle to definitely be there. And I know Barton, he can be pretty quick. So, it's just a toss-up on who can save the best here, especially since last year this was a way tighter setup than the last season that we ran here.
Yeah, definitely on that one as well. And a great job from you, Ryan. Congratulations on the victory there. Anyone you want to give a shout-out to before we let you go?
I just want to thank my grandpa, since he allowed me to sponsor the race as well with our machine shop.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need any machine work done, hit up Central Machine Shop.
Okay, well, I will do. I'm in the UK. I don't think that's going to be quite possible for me.
Where's the shop at, Ryan? I'm down in Georgia. Maybe I'm closer.
Okay, well, we're actually in between Bristol, Virginia, and Abingdon. So we're from Bristol, and this is my home track. So always a great time to run.
Awesome, man. Congratulations. Great win.
Thank you.
All right, next up, then we'll have a chat with Al Corey, the man who come over the line, scraped that second place on 44 lap older tyres than the people around him. He just held on from Barton. Barton had the run on the outside. Corey managed to take it by an absolute nose. It was like watching a horse race here as well. Who could get their nose in front? It was Al Corey. Al, welcome in. How are you, bud?
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Do you think you should have pitted on that second yellow?
I had no tires left.
Yes, actually, that is true. Sorry, my mistake, because...
Yeah, so I was, my bed was made, and was there 5 laps left to go when the yellow came out?
Yep.
So I had it in the bag. Ryan wasn't going to catch me, and then that yellow came out, and Ryan had tires. I did not have tires, so that was all over. But the crying at that point.
To be fair, sorry, James. To be fair, Al, you did a heck of a job holding him off for the first lap. I was rooting for you to hold him off the second way around, but as soon as Ryan got that highlight on you there, I was like, I don't know if he's gonna be able to hold this off.
Yeah, my only option was to put him in the fence, and I wasn't going to do that to the race sponsor for the win.
Smart play. You thought that one through.
Yeah, you definitely had a thought about it, though, didn't you? For that brief moment there, Al, you thought, could I really? Could I?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was owed that one, but no, fair enough to Ryan. He played it great, and I'm really glad that he got the win on the broadcast night. So thanks a lot for doing the broadcast, as always. We had a bit of a light turnout tonight, summer Thursday, but that's okay. I think we had a really good race.
Yeah, you definitely did, and kept me and Chris entertained all the way right up to the end here as well. But Al, thanks so much for joining us. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Nope, just want to thank everybody for helping me with the league. All the guys are great. All the drivers are terrific, and love having you guys broadcast. I'm about to jump onto the computer and watch the broadcast again.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you, Al, for joining us. It's been a pleasure, as always, mate, and hopefully we'll have a chat with you again before the season finishes.
Will do. Bye-bye.
Bye. Now, I want to... do you know what, Chris? I think it's only right. I was going to try to have a chat with Dustin Barton, but I can't actually find him. So I think for a man whose birthday is... Yeah. Do we sing happy birthday? That's the thing.
That's up to you. This is your channel. If you want to go that route.
I don't know. But I tell you what, bring him in and wish him happy birthday anyway. Ben Harkham has joined me. Happy birthday, Ben. How are you, buddy? Did you enjoy that one?
That was fun. Thank you all for the birthday wish.
No worries at all there, mate. You know, at one point, bud, I thought you were looking strong. You were looking like you were going to take it. You were diamonding off the corners, up and in, up and out. You were doing it all. So what happened later on in the race then to find yourself in 5th place? Still a good finishing position. Probably not what you were hoping for on your birthday.
No, was looking for that W tonight, but the pit road police got me tonight on one of those times I pitted. So that was a good 70 seconds right there.
Yeah, we were watching and we were rooting for you. We saw you come in from the race lead. It's like he's going to be in a good spot coming out. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, he's 2 laps down. What happened? So we knew something happened. So I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad that happened. I'm glad you're able to tell us what happened. So, well, happy birthday, brother.
Appreciate it.
P5 is P5, no matter how you shake it.
So what have you reached, Ben? Have you reached the dizzy heights of me up in your 40s, or are you still in your 20s?
I just turned 24.
Oh, he's a young buck there, James.
Yeah, I know. Now I just feel like his granddad. It's terrible.
He can do these Bristol races and not hurt when he gets done. We got to pull out some ibuprofen or something.
Yeah,
like this.
You wait, Ben.
I don't know. My hands are pretty sore right now.
Yeah, you wait till you start waking up and find a new pain somewhere else that wasn't there yesterday. I'll tell you that much. Then you might reach to the age of where we're at. I'll tell you that. But Ben, look, it's been great chatting to you. Anyone you want to shout out on your birthday?
Everybody that does these league races, it's a fun group to race with.
Awesome stuff. Well, so you go and enjoy the rest of your birthday evening. Well done on your 5th place, mate, and hopefully you will have a great evening. Happy birthday again, buddy.
Happy birthday, bud.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.
Well, there you go. It's come to an end, Chris, here as well in Bristol, and I think you got to admit, for 10 cars, That was a good race.
That was a treat, James. This is first time here at Triple Bypass. I really enjoyed it. These guys put on a show. Sometimes the numbers don't always represent the quality of the racing, and I think we saw that here. I mean, just the fact that we went over 100 laps for the first yellow at Bristol is I don't know how many of the leads can claim that. So the great job from the drivers, great racing there at the end, and I can't wait for the next one, man. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely as well here. It's been a absolute pleasure to do this as well, and a pleasure for Ryan Hyatt as well from the Central Machine Shop 185 down near Bristol there as well. So great job from them, and thank you to Ryan Hyatt for sponsoring that one. Also as well, don't forget you can get yourselves involved. 4 nights of racing: Sundays next gen, Tuesdays late model, Wednesdays road racing, and Thursdays are Gen 4. Discord links down in the description below. Get yourselves involved, come and have some fun with us. It's going to be absolutely incredible. But for now, guys, that's going to round out this broadcast from JPB Broadcasting with myself, James Parfitt, and Chris Hannigan in the booth. And as always, guys, you all take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.